several years ago in the early 1980s. D.C. was the owner of Action Point, a low-rent amusement park with numerous safety hazards. Regardless, the park was popular with the youth due to it being the only amusement park in the area. However, a new amusement park named Seven Parks opens up one day and begins to draw customers away from Action Point. D.C. is also pressured by his loan officer Noblick into selling his land due to his failure to pay off a $100,000 loan. Meanwhile, his estranged teenage daughter Boogie comes to visit and begins to help around the park as a summer job. One night, D.C. and his staff break into Seven Parks to observe and sabotage the park, but are nearly caught. D.C. realizes that he needs to come up with something big to compete, eventually deciding that they need to start promoting Action Point as a park about what patrons can do, whereas Seven Parks is about what they can't do. He then decides to remove all the safety measures from the rides in an attempt to make the park stand out, causing several people, including himself, to be seriously injured. Boogie also confesses to park lifeguard Benny that the true purpose of her visit is to get D.C. to sign papers that would allow her mother's boyfriend to become her legal guardian. As a publicity stunt, D.C. and the staff interrupt a local TV broadcast promoting the park, which draws in customers, but sends the park into chaos due to the lack of proper rules and regulations. At Boogie's advice, D.C. opens up a section for kids, but it is poorly designed, causing her to inform legal authorities who then shut the park down. D.C. and the staff repair the park and reopen it, but are told that the bank has foreclosed on the park. Furthermore, Boogie becomes upset after D.C. breaks his promise to take her to a concert, and gets drunk with the staff before they are all arrested. After D.C. bails her out, she snaps at him and reveals her intention for him to sign the papers. The next day, he finds her gone and learns that she may have left for Las Vegas on a bus. Desperate, he and Benny chase down the bus with their car but lose it after it collides with them. D.C. then realizes that she was not on the bus and tracks her to a restaurant where he explains that the park has become his new family after losing his first one, and the reason he obsesses over it was because he did not want to lose it as well. Unable to pay off his loan, D.C. decides to blow up the park and sell off the land to Noblick. To get back at him, however, D.C. opens the park gates one last time and gives away free beer, as he is no longer liable for any damages that will occur, and the drunk patrons go wild and cause massive damage to the park. Later that night, the staff gather one last time and shoot fireworks to commemorate their time in the park. The next day, as Boogie prepares to leave, D.C. proposes that the two of them instead take a road trip and make a stop in Austin to attend the concert. Boogie is overjoyed and the former park staff offer to come along. In the present day, in the late 2010s, a much older D.C. finishes his story to his granddaughter as Boogie arrives home, and before he leaves, he pretends to have a heart attack in the yard, which Boogie calls out as the two of them share a laugh.